Royal Melbourne receiving.
Another call comes through from Air Ambulance, flying from country Victoria with a woman who's been critically injured in a high-speed crash.
We've received a phone call of a patient that's only a short time away, a 35-year-old woman who's been involved in a high-speed car accident. We're extremely worried about her. Her numbers are way off, so she's got a very fast heart rate and a low blood pressure. The paramedics suspect she's bleeding internally. She's very, very sick.
With resources stretched by the heavy caseload, Dr. Emma will be joining the team to care for the critically ill woman.
Hi.
Hello.
Chopper's landing on the roof.
Having just left her last patient, Dr. Maya Kubert is also called in to help.
I'll check the other obs, they're abnormal.
So a call.
Trauma call.
Okay.
Maya and Emma have worked together for more than 5 years. Both are mums of young children with partners who are doctors.
Maya and I work very well together. The way she thinks about problems and approaches problems is very similar to how I do.
The team has just found out the woman is deteriorating rapidly. Her blood pressure is plummeting. It's a red flag to doctors. She's bleeding internally.
Yeah. Maya, blood pressure 70.
Well, that's probably good to know.
She is so sick that she could continue to bleed and die before she gets here.
Air Ambulance touches down without a minute to spare.
Right.
Emma, a mother of one, is clinging to life. She had just dropped her 5-year-old daughter to school when her small car was T-boned at 100 kilometres an hour.
Oh, did it get wrapped up? No, she didn't shake and fuck.
In a multi-trauma, as Emma is, someone who has a heart rate as high as she does and a blood pressure of 70, that's critically unwell. That's a bleeding patient, and that's someone whose life hangs in the balance, essentially.
So I'm looking at stats of 82 and a heart rate of 140.
On an emergency dash from country Victoria to the Royal Melbourne, critically ill mum Emma is fighting for life after barely surviving a car crash.
So just need you to stay a bit quiet.
Emergency Dr. Maya Kubert is in charge of the trauma response.
It's logistically terrible to do this stuff with PPE on. I apologise.
The mask prevents your voice being heard, and the shield is reflective of the sound waves. So when somebody's talking to me, not only are they not able to get their voice out, but when it gets to me, it's often reflected off my mask. So we all feel like we're constantly shouting at each other.
Please don't take offence at that. I'm just trying to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying.
Emma's car was T-boned at 100 kilometres an hour on a country road. Assisting Dr. Maya is Senior Emergency Dr. Emma West.
A 100-kilometre-an-hour car accident is horrendous. The forces that travel through someone's body when they suddenly stop are huge. So it travels through every organ. It travels through the brain, the pelvis, the heart. And so our job as detectives is to find out where it is that that patient is injured and what it is that we need to do to save their life.
Patient Emma's blood pressure is dangerously low.
And when it gets down to 70, we start to worry that we're in a state we would call shock. In other words, the blood pressure is no longer supplying the amount of blood to Emma's body that she needs to keep her vital functions going. For example, your brain or your heart or your kidneys. My main concern is she still bleeding? Because then that blood pressure is going to keep going down.
Oh, that's all in the belly?
The low blood pressure is telling doctors she's bleeding internally. It's a matter of finding where and finding it quickly.
Fast ultrasound.
Fast.
Emergency Dr. Scott Taylor will try to find where Emma is bleeding using ultrasound.
Can you just bring this arm out a bit for me?
And Scott, how are you going?
Yeah, so it looks like a right-sided hemothorax. A hemothorax is a pooling of blood around the lung itself. It can be caused by injury to the blood vessels of the chest wall or to the blood vessels surrounding the lungs themselves. You can lose a lot of blood into that space, and that can cause life-threatening bleeding.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that blood pressure is unreliable. We'll ignore that.
on the other arm.
The doctors suspect Emma's also bleeding somewhere else.
Get some access. What I'd like to do first is see if we can get her blood pressure up with a bit of blood.
So whenever anybody comes in looking like Emma, we're always worried that whatever bleeding has occurred to put her in this state is ongoing and she's at risk of dying.
I know, I'm so sorry.
To push Emma's blood pressure up, Dr. Scott has to get an intravenous line in her arm to pump blood faster into her body.
The aim is to get the biggest line we can in the biggest vessel that we can so that we can put blood and other blood products and other medications through as quick as possible.
You reckon you're in?
Nah.
Dr. Scott keeps trying, but because Emma's blood pressure is so low, the vessels are hard to reach.
And that often requires the use of an ultrasound device, which is difficult to use in a trauma setting where there's people everywhere and space is at a premium.
I'm Emma, by the way, but I'll find out your name, but you just relax. What's your name?
Em. There's Emma's everywhere today.
I'm Emma. Using a small cannula that the paramedics have achieved is all we have in terms of being able to give pain relief and some resuscitation, but it's not enough to keep her alive. So we need big, wide bore access to be able to flow that blood in to bring up her blood pressure.
Sorry, Em. Sharp scratch here. Bit of pushing.
Emma's terrifying near-death accident happened only minutes after she dropped her 5-year-old daughter, Ashley, to school.
This is barefaced humanity right in front of you. She's a mum, she's dropped her child off at kinder for the day, and now she's here lying on a cold trauma room bed, looking at foreign faces, trying to help keep her alive. It must be so scary.
Emma's husband, Adam, is 3 hours away from the Royal Melbourne. He was at the crash scene in minutes because of an inbuilt alert feature on Emma's smartwatch. Dr. Scott finally sets up the line to transfuse blood and push the young mother's blood pressure out of the danger zone.
Keep those eyes open for me. I know it's sore. We're going to get you off to sleep.
Hi, Sharon, Emma, we're speaking. In about 10 minutes, we've got a trauma in Trauma 2 that'll come to scanner. Are you going to be free? We've given her blood and now she's stable. This could be a very short period of time. She could certainly become unstable at any minute. So rushing to the CT scan is really what we're trying to do right now because she is in a state of live or die that is changing every second.
And we'll just make sure she remains steady over the next 5 minutes. If that's okay, we're going to go to CT.
I'll check the next one and bring it to you. She's going to need that blood. Yep.
At the Royal Melbourne Hospital, mother of one, Emma, is battling to stay alive after she was critically injured in a 100-kilometre-an-hour car crash minutes after dropping her 5-year-old daughter to school.
1, 2, 3.
Dr. Maya Kubert and the emergency team stabilised Emma after a potentially fatal dive in her blood pressure. And they're now hoping the CT scanner can pinpoint the internal bleeding.
And we need more understanding of what her injuries are in order to know what the definitive care for those injuries might be, including does she need an operation to stop the bleeding?
Yeah, lateral side wall on the right, and she's got herniation. Hello, can you hear me?
Herniation of, sorry?
So, herniation through the right lateral abdominal wall.
Yeah, which is why she's so bruised.
Yeah.
As Dr. Maya suspected, the abdominal pain Emma was complaining about is the source of bleeding. And it's a devastating injury.
What we discovered in the CT scan is that Emma has a really significant injury to her abdominal wall, in that her abdominal wall, despite being intact on the skin, underneath has all come apart and her bowel is coming through that abdominal wall towards the surface. It is a horrific injury.
Oh, hi Adam. My name is Maya. I'm one of the emergency doctors at the Royal Melbourne. I'm just ringing to see if anybody has given you an update yet.
As Emma is prepared for urgent surgery, Dr. Maya calls her husband, Adam, who's caring for their 5-year-old daughter Ashley at home.
Those are the major issues at the moment, and we'll know more after she's had the operation. Okay, bye.
Once I'd had that phone call, certainly within myself there was a lot more worry. I probably tried to make sure that I shielded Ashley from that. I didn't need her having the worry while we didn't have all the information, so I tried to keep a positive face.
All right, let's go. Let's go, go, go.
What we have to do, and what we call a traumatic laparotomy, it's so that the trauma surgeon can rapidly establish where the bleeding is coming from, which organs are damaged, and to provide some kind of early damage control to stop that bleeding. So I imagine that for Emma, this will be potentially more than one surgery and a really long period of recovery.
Oh, that's still in your belly?
Mum of one, Emma, was clinging to life with horrific internal injuries from a high-speed car crash, as emergency doctors battled to stabilise her for urgent surgery.
So it looks like a right-sided hemothorax.
It's been a long, hard road with many operations.
It was touch and go when they didn't think I was going to make it through several of the operations. And I was started to get to the point where I was just like, not again. I want to just go home.
Incredibly difficult to see Em struggling and seeing her dealing with all the bits and pieces, and it's been very hard.
The support of her husband Adam and 5-year-old daughter Ashley has helped Emma pull through.
Adam and my family and their support, it's made me very grateful.
Doctors hope Emma will be able to go home soon.
Yay!
I guess for me a big thing is you've got to really be thankful and be present in the moment rather than worrying about what's happening 5-10 years in the future.